Hi guys, my name is Brother Shirtliff. Welcome to COM 130 Visual Media. So I'm really excited to have you in this class, and so to kind of just welcome you all and give a quick introduction of myself and some of the things in this course, especially for week one, I just made this little video, so I'm going to just kind of run through that. So here's some pictures of my family and my wife and our two sons. The oldest is 5 and the youngest is 2, so they're a lot of fun. And another exciting thing about my family is we'll be having our third boy this June. So I'm sure you will hear more about that in June. Okay. So we live in Rigby, Idaho. So for those of you who are in Rexburg, you're really close to us. So another thing. So I am an illustrator and a designer. And so here's just some stuff that I've done. I've done picture or book covers. You can see right there, the most recent book cover I'm just finishing right now, as well as just some other artwork that I've done. The picture on the side over here is actually some fan art I did for a contest, and the picture got printed in one of the books. It's called Cythera, so that's something kind of fun for me to get some of my work kind of printed. So I love illustrating though, and you know, if you go to awshirtliff.com, you can kind of check out some of my illustration work if you're interested. But I really love illustration, and I love telling stories, and so I'm working on a comic right now, and you might hear more about that. So a couple other things about myself with work. So when it comes to design and stuff, you can see down over there is a picture of a map. I'm currently actually laying out a book for someone for a freelance job. So you can kind of see that's one of the maps that I'm creating for them and for the book. I'm also laying the entire book out, which is a pretty massive project, and I haven't laid out a full book before, so it's a good experience. I do a lot of freelance work for a company there called Studio Bees. It's a classmate I went to college with, and so I've done a couple different things for him, including some branding and logo design, as well as recently doing some website design and stuff like that. And then up in the corner there, you can see a thing that says Understand Creativity. I just completed a master's in learning and technology and education. So that was part of it, was I kind of created this unit of design called Understand Creativity. So you might hear it from me time and time. I'll talk about creativity and just things you can do to improve your creativity. It's just part of my master's, and I'm actually working right now on creating a little book about everything that I learned and I did in my master's. So might hear more about that. So that's just a couple of things about me. With the course, first thing I'd recommend is you go in and look through all the welcome materials, right? So if you go into the course, you'll see there's a folder there under content called Welcome, as well as one called Overview. That's got some of my information, but go to Welcome, go through all the materials in there, like the syllabus. You're going to be taking a quiz on that. The Adobe programs, what options you have with the Adobe program, so check that out as well. Let's see what else is there. A couple other things. Oh, another big thing I want to make sure you know, with the comm department, there's a no late policy. That means that if it is late at all, it's a 0. So you always want to make sure that you're submitting your work on time. And that includes things like computer problems and other, being sick and things like that. And so what the way to get around the policy, the way to help you when you're having things like computer problem or being sick, is there is a thing called the mulligan. And so what that means, and you'll find it in the welcome section, is you can go through and give yourself an extra 2 days to work on a project if, say, your computer has problems or you get sick. Okay. Now I understand that some crazy things can happen in your life, so feel free to contact me. But part of the point of this is to help you practice and be prepared for real life experiences. When you work in the real workforce, you can't be late with stuff. Okay. So I will follow that because that is the policy for the department. So make sure you are turn your work in early. You can turn in your work a whole day early, so you'll know that if something goes wrong, you can contact me and get it fixed in time. Okay, so make sure you go through all the information in the welcome. So for your first few things you want to do, one is you want to join the Facebook group for our class. So there's a link and other information in the course, especially under week 1. I have in my instructor note there, I have all the information. So definitely check that out. When you're looking to join the Facebook group, the cover photo up at the top should look like this one right here. So you'll see I put my name on it, Brother Shirtliff Section 13, so you would know you were in the right one. I've had students be in the wrong one before and get confused with things that the other instructor is saying, what's going on. So make sure you come join ours. And the other thing is, please, there's posts in there, and there'll be posts in there every week for things like discussions, feedback. So please, there's 2 posts in there for week 1 to discuss where I would love you guys to introduce yourself. Tell me about you. This is my chance to get to know you and your classmates, how you can get to know each other. So please introduce yourself and talk with each other. I'd love to see a photo or 2. I'll post the photo of my family in there. Also, the other one is, and the other thing is, if you have questions about the syllabus or want to discuss that, post that in that same one. Then there's another discussion board to talk about the book, and I'll show you in the book in just a second. So please go into Facebook. This is kind of where we have our discussion boards, where we get to know each other and chat. So I really appreciate all of you going in there and doing that. And just, you won't be able to make new posts in Facebook. What you have to do is comment. So go to the post that I made, read to make sure it's the right one. Like, is it the introductions and syllabus one, or is it the the book chapter 1 through 3, or the readings chapters 1 through 5? Look for that, then click comment, and you can comment. You can add up to 1 image. You can't have more than one. We can have an image, comment, all that. So then the last thing here you want to be doing is get a copy of this book. There's a lot of ways to do that, and I discussed that in the in the welcome email, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But you can get it from the bookstore. You can get it through Amazon. There's a Kindle version if you're into Kindle, whatever you want to do. Okay, get this book though, and really take serious looking through this material, because this is a lot of what you'll be graded on in your projects, is how well you use the principles of design. And I'll talk more about that, but make sure you really check that out. And then in Facebook, go through and share questions or add comments about things, maybe insights you had from reading the book. And what I'd really like you to do is go find some actual practical examples of the principles taught, and then share it in our Facebook group. So it can be like a photo of something you found, like maybe you went to a store and there's a package or something that you're like, oh, this is an example of contrast, and you can take a photo of it and upload it into the Facebook group. Or something around the house, or if it's a website that you found that has some stuff on it, like photos you liked, or maybe it's just the way the website's designed or whatever. Share a link or a photo, and give a comment describing what it is that you saw. Okay, so that's kind of it. Again, welcome to this class. I'm really excited to have you here. It's not an easy class, but it is a very valuable class, and I cannot wait to get to know each of you. As we go through and you practice and work on your assignments. Just understand that as the instructor in this course, my job is to help you. So if you have questions, you have comments, you have concerns, email me and I will get back to you. Okay, so please feel free to contact me. I will do my best to respond to emails the same day that you email them, but I will always try to I should always be getting back to you within 24 hours, and if I don't, please contact me. I do have a work phone number that you can email or text or call, but I won't be able to respond to it outside of my working hours. So you can see more of information about that and my office hour that I have every week. You can see more information about that in the overview. Okay, so good luck.